Here are 20 style tips to help you transform and glow up your style. Whether you have incredible style and you're just looking for a little refresh, or whether you're looking to overhaul and really glow up your style, here are the 20 things that I wish someone told me during my style journey. The style journey is always ongoing, but here are the things that have made the biggest difference to my style. The very first tip, buy less but buy better. And buying better for me is not just buying something more expensive, buying something from a designer, but it's buying the things that I have really intentionally thought about and considered for all the different areas of my life. Slowing down so I have the time to really consider every single purchase and every item I bring into my life has made my wardrobe 10 times better than it was. And because my wardrobe is better, my outfits are better. And it's really a cycle that starts from the way we purchase things and the intention behind it. I used to want to be super creative with my outfits, so then I would want more clothes so that there were options. Nowadays, I just want to look and feel my best in the clothes I wear and then have a little fun through different styling, mixing and matching within my wardrobe. And because of that, I don't need 1,001 options. I just need the pieces I love, feel inspired by, and we'll mix and match in different ways. How do we actually choose better is kind of what I'll be talking about in the next 19 tips, but everything starts with slowing down so that we have the time, the effort to consider each individual purchase into our wardrobe and into our space. If you're in doubt whether to buy something, whether to keep something, always skip it. I think there is something in our intuition that is telling us that it's not quite right. Maybe we don't yet possess the ability to pinpoint exactly why we don't like it or why we're not sure, but there is something there, so skip it, and until you're 100% sure, you know you love it, just hold off. Even just practicing this for the last 6 months to maybe year, I've noticed that I've been wearing all of my new in purchases a lot. Whereas in the past, sometimes I'll wear it at the start and then it will really drop off. Whereas now I'm really consistent with wearing, restyling all the pieces I've brought in. Have a running wish list and stick to it. Don't get distracted by things you see on a whim. Don't get distracted by dupes that you don't love as much as the original. Make sure you have a list so that when you're looking at something in the stores, you can compare it to that item you have had on your wish list for years. Sometimes what happens for me is that when I weigh up something I see in store to an item that's been on my wish list, I can see so clearly that the wish list item is perfect for me. But this item is like a compromise. If a dupe is an item on your wish list, I 100% feel like it's a great idea. But if you're just getting a dupe because you want that item faster, you want it now, then possibly it's not worth it. So having a wish list just allows us to plan and be more intentional with what we own. I think good style ultimately starts with our wardrobe, which is why the first few tips are all about curating this space and being more intentional with what we buy. If you want to transform, glow up your style, have some unique items that suit you. These are riskier purchases where sometimes it is just a trend and we might not love them next season. So this is why we want to tie these unique pieces back to our style words. And if it makes sense for our authentic style, then these are the pieces that can really make our outfits stylish and just take our wardrobe to that next level. I have these cowboy boots, and the thing they do for me is that a lot of my outfits are kind of serious. These boots just add that playful element into my outfits. And playful is one of my style words, but sometimes I don't actually execute it into my everyday outfits. These boots allow me to execute that part of my style vision and bring it to life. And then of course, not all unique items have to be trendy. It's just that based on what's available in shops, they often are. Something that is going to be crazy transformative for your style is having some statement accessories. Because if you're wearing a basic knit and jeans, if you're wearing a basic outfit, the statement accessories are going to make you look stylish. It's gonna take your outfit from basic to stylish without a lot of effort. And that is what I like to hear. The main things I look for here are statements in terms of color and then texture. These are the two things that will improve any outfit. And when I combine my colorful textured accessories with a basic outfit, I am 10 times more stylish. With these tips, I'm not just kind of saying them. These have truly been tried, tested in my wardrobe, where I have owned plenty of statement tops and bottoms and dresses. Did I wear them as much as I want to? No. But statement accessories, all of them, 100% got the cost per wear down and were so much more versatile. Tip number 6, maximize the clothing you love but aren't wearing. So sometimes we have pieces we adore, but maybe we don't know how to wear it. Maybe it's a little bit outside of our comfort zone, or we just don't love it when we actually wear it. We love it on the hanger, but we don't love it styled. The best thing you can do before you even shop or buy new clothes is to really maximize all of these pieces. You want to create a little board for it, and you want to be actively searching for inspiration on how to wear that item you already own. Because I have found just getting a few pictures on Pinterest, seeing how other people wear it in a way that kind of works for my personal style as well, makes it so much easier to approach those items, and it allows me to see the possibility for this item. It doesn't have to be styled the way that I see it, but here are some other inspiration and other ways to wear it that I may not have thought of. If you don't wear something, make a board for it, recreate it, and maximize the money you have spent on that item. If you want to truly glow up your style for every single day, then you want to make your clothes work hard for you, and you want to make it easy on yourself in the morning. And the way to do this is to choose clothing that already has details that will align to your style vision. So you throw them on, and already you're good to go. Any styling you do on top of this is just like a bonus, an added touch, but you want the outfit to look good even if you had no time to style it. This especially applies to your most basic clothing. So your suit for work, your black dress for evening, your white t-shirt, your jeans, your blazer. The pieces you wear the most should feel aligned to your style vision when you just throw them on. And ultimately, we're gonna have those days where we don't have time to style it, but we still look good if these pieces align well. Here's a big example for me. I tend to have more feminine style, and I like playing with a little silhouette in my outfits. So I found this cream knit from a brand called Sassoon. It's a French brand that I've been shopping from for a few years now. But the reason this is perfect is because it's got some girly details that make me feel really polished. I like clothing that's not too minimal but has some detail. And you can see that around the neckline with the small ribbing. You can see it in the patterning of the knit, and then in the cuff details. They make me feel feminine, put together, neat in the sweater. When you search for the details, when you hold off until you find the clothing with the right details, it will do incredible things for your everyday style because we are busy. We don't always have that time and effort. This makes it easy for us to look and feel our best. Tip number 8, this is kind of an important one. If you ever want to find your personal style, you need to have a vision board, and you need that board to be separate from your shopping board or your wish list. I used to find my personal style by shopping, and I would basically look at clothing and decide what was my personal style, what wasn't. But I do feel like your vision has to come from something outside of shopping. For example, movies you've seen, celebrities you love, periods of fashion that inspire you, colors you like. It can be from interior as well. When you have your vision board and you know what your taste is, you then search for clothing that suits your taste. If you are looking at the shops, the problem is that what's at the shops is trendy, and what's at the shop does not include every style. You are exposed to such a limited range that it becomes hard to develop a style separate from the trend. For example, like the coquette trend, which I do really like. And then like the horse girl trend, the quiet luxury trend, the maximalist kind of colorful vibe that was also trending. There are so many things that can be marketed to us, but when we have a vision board, it makes us more aware and less easily influenced by people who have spent a lot of money trying to influence us. I'm telling you this because I have learned this myself 100%. Especially as someone who works in this fashion space. But trust me, if you want to find your personal style, or if you can't find your personal style, this is potentially a reason. Tip number 9, make sure your vision board is about you. Your lifestyle, the way you look, your best features. Make sure you are the center of this vision board. If you live a casual lifestyle, don't save everything that's gowns and event wear. Say things that are casual but maybe more elevated, that is realistic for your everyday style. My big tip is to find people who share similar features to you. So if you have big eyes, if you have small eyes, if you have short torso versus long torso, etc, etc. Find people, celebrities, normal people, anyone who share those features and who style themselves well. So you can get inspiration that is realistic for yourself. It's about embracing what we have and making sure everything we save is helping us glow up, not distracting us with something unattainable or not realistic. On a tangent, but I once heard somewhere online that our face, our features are the accumulation of generations of people who loved each other, and there are no mistakes, no flaws, everything is there for a reason. We're starting to get more and more specific. So number 10, we have creative layering. I used to put on 2 sweaters, one sweater over another, and then put on a coat and call that layering. Since coming back from Japan, and I talked about this in my last video, I have seen so much creative layering. Layering that feels really unique, interesting, and it's really made me think that personal style does come down to having some signature combinations we can repeat with ease. For me, this looks like wearing a sweater or a t-shirt inside a cami or a dress. That feels really chic. For you, this could look a little different, but experimenting with unique layering options, I think opens up so much styling potential. So find something that works for you in layering. What a lot of very minimal girls do is like a white t-shirt inside a sweater. I think it looks incredible. This can also expand to what you see here, but there's a lot of room to play, and doing a little experimentation here to come up with something cool will make your style that much more unique. Tip number 11, mix up your silhouettes. Last year, I actually fell in such a style rut when it came to outfit formulas, outfit silhouettes, because I realized I was always in a midi skirt or a tailored trouser. Those were the only 2 things I wore, so even though I had options, my outfits always looked the same. So change up your silhouettes, and even with a smaller wardrobe, you can have tons of options. If you're looking to get more outfits from your wardrobe, but not looking to buy tons of items, then I would say instead of buying repeats of the same item in different shades, different styles, consider adding different silhouettes so you can create those different shapes and vibes within your everyday outfits. The most impactful things in my wardrobe is having a vest. Whether that's a winter vest or a summer vest, having that vest to layer with has been a fun silhouette to play with. I love having skirts because it means I can go quite short, but you know, it's still a short, so easier to wear. And then having things like really long coats, crop jackets, having dresses I can layer with, so it's like a different look and shape to usual, as well as things like sweatpants that can still be dressed up for every day. Optimize your everyday makeup routine. Something I realized for myself is that I had the worst tunnel vision when it comes to makeup. I was convinced the way I was doing my makeup was the best way. And what this means is that I was always doing this like darker, rust, burnt red lipstick, and I was convinced this was the shade for me. So then I didn't try anything for like 5 years, and I was convinced that, you know, doing this like brown eyeshadow was the way to go, and I really feel like that was not quite right. So firstly, I've gone a little lighter on the brows. I've gone for a taupey grey pencil that gives my brows a softer look as opposed to too dark and harsh. For my lipstick, I've gone a little bit more brown, mauve, nude, as opposed to always going bright. Using a lip liner, eyeliner has created a little definition but still kept the makeup quite light. And just experimenting here and escaping my tunnel vision, I think has glowed up this whole routine. Time will tell for sure, but I definitely feel more confident in my makeup, and I feel like that's what matters. I've been feeling super passionate about my makeup because I've also found some products that are a little bit more affordable than what I was using before from Korean, Japanese brands. I'll link everything down below because I find it really interesting to see what people use and take inspiration from it, but it's all about finding the things that are tailored to you. Back to clothing, look at how clothing drapes on your frame. There's a couple of things here, but when people say make sure the clothing fits well, often it's about the way the clothing is cut, but another big thing is about fabric and how that fabric works on your frame and your features. When I wear fabric that's too soft, it actually looks a little messy on me sometimes, and then when I wear fabric that's too stiff, it conceals too much of my frame for my liking. So really observe what fabric is doing on the body. And this is one of the best ways to figure out whether that clothing actually suits you. Where is it getting caught? How is it gliding over everything? Is it making you look polished or is it making you look more sloppy? And these are the questions that ultimately decide how flattering an item is on us. We pay a lot of attention to cuts, but I feel like fabric and how it drapes on the body makes a huge difference. Another tip to decide whether clothing looks good on you, whether it's flattering on you, is to look at where the clothing cuts off on your frame. When dresses hit me like mid-calf, as someone with definitely like very strong calves, it widens that area and it's not super flattering. Whereas when it cuts off at the ankle, it highlights the ankle, which is the smallest part of my leg, and it's more flattering. When something cuts off somewhere, it draws attention there, and that's just an illusion that clothing creates on the body. So use this tip however you want to. This is not about, looking slim, so you have to cut it off always at the slimmest point, but it creates different shapes on your body, and I think it's important for us to know that so we can decide what we want to achieve with different clothes, different lengths on our frame. Some of these are personal things that may not be universal, but have made such a big difference for me that I just want to share it with you. When it comes to jewelry and using jewelry to elevate, to enhance, and to glow up, first thing you want to do is to make sure you're regularly cleaning your jewelry. It's basic, but in our busy lives, it's easy to forget. A soft bristled brush, a little bit of gentle soap, and most jewelry you can clean this way. It makes such a difference to my stud earrings, just cleaning them every week or two minimum. I swear it's like a different item. Even with necklaces, sometimes things can get caught behind the stone or in the little links or whatever. Little brush, little gentle soap can make a big difference. Second thing is I really enjoy sparkly stones, diamonds or diamond alternatives around the ear and neck region, and basically in jewelry that frames the face. Compared to other gemstones or to matte stones, I do feel like diamonds just create something a little bit more captivating and it draws in that light a little more. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna wear other gemstones, it just means I'm incorporating more sparkly stones when it's jewelry around the face. I hate to admit this because, to be honest, I've never been a big diamonds, sparkle stone person, but lately I've been obsessed because of the effect they create. The brand that's made me change my mind about this is Ideal. They gifted me a pair of earrings, but then I went back and I purchased like 3 pairs of earrings from them because I have a lot of piercings, and I can say their stones are really sparkly and it catches the light insanely well. A big part of a good outfit comes down to shoes. And shoes is one of those things where we want to be comfortable, but we also want to look good. And the key thing I look for now to help me find good shoes that are still comfortable is a nice, supportive insole. I talk a lot about Bed footwear because they're my go-to place for shoes. I've never worked with them. I've purchased every pair of shoes in their store in Sydney. And the reason I go for them is because they have these thick insoles. So my foot is not on this thin, flimsy, unsupportive sole, but it's on something quite cushioned and supportive. Even for these shoes I wear for weddings and parties and events, it's got that nice insert. This just means that I can be wearing cute shoes, but still be comfortable for every day. And it glows up my style, glows up every outfit I wear, but I'm not sacrificing it for discomfort and pain. Look at comfort brands. So I'm thinking about brands like Hush Puppies, Easy Step, where they're designed to be comfortable shoes. But even then, they have some fashion shoes that are really cute, but they've still got that insert and insole that makes them more comfortable. Digging through these brands that are maybe not the most fashionable, but they're comfortable, and then finding a style that does look good is kind of the secret to having shoes that meet my practicality and style needs. Something that feels like it's taken my style to the next level is basically questioning the popular choice and asking yourself if there's anything better for you. This is one of those things where it really depends. Sometimes I will go for the popular because I see exactly why it's popular, and because I just want to wear what I want to wear, I'll go for it if it's what the heart wants. But other times, it's just trying to do a bit more research, trying to see what are the alternatives so I can make the best choice that also is maybe less popular makes my outfits feel a bit more unique than they could have felt. A little tip that takes a bit more time but can take things to the next level. One of my biggest tips when it comes to clothing composition and trying to decide what is the best fabric for a garment is to look at high-end brands or slightly more premium brands, see what fabrics they are using, and then try to find that on the high street or at more accessible brands. So what I mean is, with pleated skirts, if you're looking for natural fibers, you're never gonna find it because even the high-end brands aren't using it for a specific reason, which is that you can't hold on to pleats with a natural fiber. When you're hiking, when you're skiing, when you're outdoors, you actually never want to be wearing natural fibers because that will take forever to dry, whereas synthetics will dry quickly, and that's why it's used by Patagonia, North Face, Arc'teryx, brands like that. For every day, I don't care about that, so I go for natural fibers. And every fabric has its own purpose. Sometimes they are cost cutting and just trying to make it as cheaply as possible, but other times there is a function. So look at reputable brands for inspiration. I just can't do a video without talking about color because it's had such a big influence on my style. So two parts to this. Firstly, play with complementary colors. This is an incredible thing to make you look like you're an expert with color. Complementary colors work so well together, and here's a tip. Don't do complementary colors in their original form. You can make them more wearable, you can dull them down slightly, you can go for one bright, one muted, but there is so much room to play here. And complementary colors can actually still be very wearable and very everyday. This is my biggest secret when it comes to color, and this is how I come up with most of my combinations. The other thing is work out your best colors, but don't be too scientific. Don't be too technical in trying to fit yourself into a type, but understand whether you look good in warm colors or cool colors, whether you look good in bright colors or muted colors, whether you look best in high or low contrast, and these are the things that will really make a difference to your everyday outfits. We don't need to overcomplicate it or be over technical, but just having the basics gives us the guide we need to make good color choices. And if you love yourself in a color that's not on your palette, then you look good in it because obviously it's speaking to your style. Tip number 20 to really take your style to a whole new level is to learn some crafting. So for me, that means knitting. I love to knit. I knit a lot, but I'm still very slow. I am including this one because I feel like it allows me to make high quality clothing in the exact style, colors that I want. So much clothing out there I'm just not happy with, to be honest. Even as a fashion YouTuber, I want to recommend things and it takes me forever to find just a decent item to talk about because I have to filter through 100 things to get to one thing that I think is good. So learning to knit or learning to crochet or learning to sew just means you have so much freedom to create things that are exactly your vision. Especially knitting and crochet, you don't need a lot to get started. It's quite affordable if you're not getting the fanciest yarns, and it'll give you some original, unique pieces that no one else in the world has but you. As someone who does love shopping, I'm actually going to say the most exciting shopping I do these days is yarn shopping because it never disappoints me, unlike a lot of clothing. In Japan, I actually bought like one tank top and that was it, but I did buy yarn to make something myself. This shade of yellow I adore. It's like a bright, slightly neon yellow that's still quite pastel, and I love this color. I can't wait to turn this into some sort of sweater. I don't wear a lot of pink, but if I wear pink, it's this warm tone, vibrant shade, and the shade of pink is quite hard to find, so when I saw it in the yarn, I thought I'll make myself either a scarf or a beanie. And then it's even this like really colorful yarn. I want to use this as like an accent color for a sock and maybe for a sweater. Just like a little bit of it scattered into a knit of some sort. So if you're thinking about starting this hobby, I 100% recommend it because not only is it fun, you're also going to get those unique pieces that only you have. I've been talking so much today that my voice is almost gone, but thank you so much for watching this video. I love filming it. I'm always sharing style tips, so there will be more to come. But these are the 20 style tips that I feel like have made a big difference to my glow up and transformation over the years. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like it. Let me know down below in the comments which one resonated with you the most. And I'll see you next time. Bye.